Hello guys, in this video we're going to show the equation of this line of a line. Sorry, we're having a diagram shows a part of the curve y equals to 2 minus 18 over 2x plus 3, which crosses the x-axis at A and the y-axis at B. The normal to the curve at A crosses the y-axis at C. So what we want to do here, we want to show that the equation of the line AC is 9x plus 4y equals to 27. And secondly, we want to find the length of BC. So as you can see here, this is our graph. Okay, we're having a point A here. It is said that it is the y, the curve, and y is crossing the xy axis at A. That's what we have here, and the y axis at B. Okay, and the normal to the curve is this straight line here, AC. So we want to show that the equation of AC is equal to what I told you before. And I mean, this also said that the normal, this normal crosses, the normal to the curve, at A, crosses the y-axis at C. That's what we got here. Okay, sorry. Then that's where this is our graph, and that's what we're gonna do now. Well, first we need to interpret the information given in the exercise. They say that that the curve crosses the x-axis at A. It means that x-intercept when y equals to 0. At this position, y is equal to 0, then x-intercept. So that means that we will have y equals to 0, because at that point y equals to 0, and solve this equation equals to 0. So I will not do the whole thing, but I just put the result here because it's a linear equation. It's simple. The whole thing you got to do here is to to bring 2 to the other side. It's going to take a minus, so you cancel the minus out on both sides and cross multiply. So that's going to give you your 4x. Okay, you're going to give you a 4x, and here minus equals to 12, because you're going to have here 4x plus 6. And then to take the 6 to this side here, subtract to 18, it gives you 12. And then you have, then here you can divide by 3. And therefore x will be equal to 3. And the point, this position on the curve will be A equal A with the value 3 and 0. The next thing is to interpret here to say that the y curve is also crossing the y-axis at B. So it means at that moment, at that very point, that y-intercept, and therefore x will be equals to 0. So we're going to replace here in the equation we had before x by 0 and solve it, right, for y. And by solving it together, we have in here 0 here. So 18 divided by 3 will be minus 6. So it's going to give us y equals to 2 minus 6. And therefore y equals to minus 4, and the point B will be 0 and minus 4. So the other information of the exercise says that the normal to the curve at A crosses the y-axis at C. It means that the normal, normally when the normal to a curve is perpendicular to itself, to the curve. Okay, so if you have a straight line perpendicular, normal to a curve, it means that it is perpendicular to the curve. That way we need to take the derivative of y to find the slope. Okay, the slope of the curve, first of all, the slope of the straight line. And the derivative, it is a quotient function. So the first derivative, when we take the derivative of 2, it's equal to 0. So we're going to use the quotient rule. We take the derivative of what is the numerator is 0 times the denominator is times 2x plus 3 minus, and because we had minus before, it gave us plus. The derivative of what is in the denominator is 2 times the numerator is 18, and the whole thing over 2x plus 3 squared to the power 2, all of them. Then all together is going to give you 36 over 2x plus 3 to the power 2, and this is m. This is going to be the slope of our straight line. So because we have in here the slope of the first line, we can call this m1 or whatever you want, m sub 1, because we're going to have 2 slope and slope of the curves also. So m1, just like I said before, is going to be 36. We're at the point A with the value 3 and 0. So it means that y is going to be equal to 0, and we need to replace x with 3 here to find the slope at this position. So we're going to have m sub 1 equals to 36 divided by 2 times 3 plus 3, the whole thing to the power 2. And this is going to give us 4/9. Okay, and this is the slope of the straight line. And as we heard in exercise, you know, the two, I mean, the curve, I mean, the normal and the curve, they intercept, I mean, they are perpendicular to one another. It means that AC is perpendicular to Y. That means that the slope of both, you know, the curve and the straight line will be equal to -1. And therefore, you know, we can just take -1 to the other side. Therefore, M2, the slope of the curve, will be minus, you know, because it's going to be -1 divided by M1. It means that's going to be -9/4, and this is the slope, kind of the reverse, yeah, of the inverse of the slope of the straight line. Now that we've got everything, we can write the equation of AC. We know that you know, the standard formula of the equation of a line is y equal to mx plus b, or plus n. And we know that here we're at the position, I mean, at the point A with the value, you know, with the coordinate 3 and 0. So we're going to replace y by 0 because we're at the point A, and we're going to use the slope that we found before of m2 minus 9/4 times x, and x is 3 at the point A, okay, plus b. So that's why we're trying to find b, and working out together, we're going to have b therefore equals to 27/4, okay. And then we can write the equation of AC, which is equal to -9/4 times x plus 27/4, okay. And if you compare that to the equation they gave us in our exercise, of course, you know, by cross multiplying, you will have the same thing. Now that we have the equation of AC, we can find the length of BC. And per definition, we have, you know, the length is D equal to the square root of, you know, XB plus XC to the power 2 plus YB plus YC to the power of 2. Okay. And this is equal to the square root of 0 to the power of 2 plus, because we're having XB is equal to 0 and XC is also equal to 0. And so it's going to give us here 0 to the power 2 plus XB will be -4 plus XC is 27/4, the whole thing to the power 2. So it gives us the square root of 43 to the power 2 over 4 to the power 2. And therefore we can say that BC is, with the square root it's going to be 43/4, what is equal to 10.75 units. So again, we were given an exercise here, and we wanted to to show the equation of its line. Okay, this is our exercise. Our interpretation said that in the first, we want to show the equation of the line AC is 9x plus 4y plus 27. But to do that, we need to interpret the information that are given here in the exercise. So if y crosses the x-axis, it means that, it means that x-intercept, so it means that y equals to 0. And we just replace y by 0 here and solve the equation for x, and had the value of a, the coordinate of a, 3 and 0, and that's what we got here on the graph. The second information was that the graph crosses the y-axis at b. Okay, it means that at this position here, if y-intercept, x will be equal to 0. So we replace in our function here x with the 0, and then found out the value of y, and this is here we have it 0 and -4. Okay, that's the point B. As you can see here, we have it 0 and -4. Then it was said also the normal of the curve to the curve or crosses the x-axis at C, and we know that when the normal crosses, when the normal to a curve, when the normal crosses a curve, it is to the curve, they are perpendicular to each other, right? And so we need to take the derivative to find the slope of the straight line. So that's what we did here by taking the derivative of this here. The derivative of 2 is 0, and this is a quotient derivative. It means that the derivative of the numerator times the denominator plus the derivative of the denominator times the numerator over the numerator to the power 2. That's what I did here, and the sign is changing here because we had a minus 1 here, minus here. So it gives me 36 over 2x plus 3 to the power 2, and this is m, the slope of the straight line. And because we're gonna have two slopes, yeah, I just call this one here as m sub 1, you know, to make a difference. So this is giving me 36 equals to 2 times 3 plus 3 to the power 2. 3 here because we are at this point here, and at this point y equals to 0. So we need to take the value of x, replace it in this equation here, you know, to find the slope, because we're having an x here still. And it gives us 4/9, and this is the slope of the straight line. And the other thing that was said, because they are perpendicular to each other, it means that the slope of the curve and the slope of the straight line, you know, are, you know, perpendicular to each other, or, you know, the product of both slope will be -1. Okay, it's kind of an inverse, right? Therefore, when we just, you know, isolate my m sub 2 here, you know, m sub 1 goes to the other side, and it gives us m sub 2 equals to -9/4, and this is here the slope of the curve. Okay, it's exactly the, you know, the opposite of the slope of the straight line. Now that we have everything, that we found the equation of AC, okay, and by writing first of all the standard formula of the equation of a line, all right. So here, replacing y by 0 and 3 in it, because we stay in this position here just to try to find it, all right. And then found b. B gives us 27/4. Therefore, we can write the equation by replacing b here by its value 27/4. We got m equals to -9/4. I mean of the curve, of course, and x, and this is the equation of EC. And then for the second question, we had to find the length of BC, and we know that the length is about, you know, the square root of, you know, the value of b and c, you know, squared both. So we have an xb plus xc to the power 2 and yb plus yc to the power 2. But we know that here xb, this is here, is equal to 0, and xc equals to 0. So we're going to have here 0 to the power 2 plus xb, yb is -4, that's what we got here, and yc is 27/4. So we got -4 plus 27/4, the whole thing squared. So it's going to give us, after making all the calculation or something like that, it's going to give us the square root of 43 to the power 2 over 4 squared. And we take the derivative, I mean, we square root it here, and it gives us, therefore, BC equal to 43/4, or equals to 10.75 units. And that's how you can find the slope, or you can show the slope of line. Thank you for watching again. Until next time, bye bye.